Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk.
Fam, what is going on? Happy Thursday, Rye.
Happy Thursday, Steph. Man, it has been a week.
I know. Rye and I are just trying to caffeinate. I hope you're caffeinating at home. Well, if that's your thing. If it's not,
I'm green teed up.
Anyways, I'm Steph Sabra, and I am so happy to be here with my co-pilot, Ryan Nilsson, head of Popcorn Talk.
I'm so happy to be on board the ship with Chewbacca's daughter, Steph Sabra.
I also am Chewbacca's long lost daughter. It's so rude of me. Daddy, please forgive me.
Oh, wow. Forgive her. Everything's forgiven.
Yeah, it's been a wild week, you guys, and it's been a wild week in Star Wars Galaxy news because Bob Iger spoke a little bit about the future of Star Wars. We'll break that down and kind of his thoughts on where they're going to go with it. Kathleen Kennedy teases that we are going to get a female director for a Star Wars movie, and Ewan is hyped to be talking. Yeah, and we're so happy because we, in the past show, I think the rumors had just been swirling from the weekend before that the show was no longer in production.
Right. There were Jedi mind tricks out there.
They were trying to F up our vibe. We're not having it. We're not having it. Okay. None. What we are having, though, is John Boyega is back on his...
He's got the best editor on social media.
Yep. So we have a whole bunch of fun stuff. More rumors are swirling, and some special segments at the end. But let's just jump right in. So Bob Iger says that the future of Star Wars for the next few years, they're really putting all their focus towards TV. And he even talked about the Mandalorian and saying they might introduce new characters, but also have spin-off shows with some of the characters that we already have. What are your thoughts about that?
They're saying TV is the priority, and that's what we've been preaching for quite a while. I think the future of Star Wars, as of right now, is on TV. But what I'm not psyched about this news, Steph, is just, hey, let's just do a spinoff from The Mandalorian. It's like The Mandalorian was, in a way, kind of a spinoff from just Star Wars in general. I think they should just do more original content, you know? Like, I think we can just go to another edge of the galaxy, another time period, another story. It doesn't necessarily need to be linked.
You know what, Rye?
What,
I think
Steph?
You're absolutely right.
Thank you.
No,
I mean, come on, people. Like, it's like, this worked. Let's just do more of it.
I agree. I feel like it would be way too easy for them to be like, yes, let's just take the winning show right now and spread it as thin as we possibly can. I also don't think any of the characters are strong enough right now to be thinking that way. I'm not dying to see more of Cara Dune.
Right.
I'm dying to see more of the Mandalorian and his journey with Baby Yoda, not separate.
I mean, maybe Grand Moff Gideon, who had the Darksaber at the end.
Yeah, maybe, but like you would have to sell me on it. I would need the writing to be absolutely phenomenal. You can't just sell me on that story. I'll still watch it, but I
think that story might be told soon because it has something to do with Mandalore.
Yeah.
Maybe if there's a separate story where he is a part of it, but I don't know if the whole series has to follow one of these characters for the entire length of the show. I don't know if one of these side characters in The Mandalorian deserves to really be the main character. It's kind of how I feel about, the Rogue One show we're getting with Diego Luna's character. He's Pablo Escobar in Narcos Mexico. With Diego Luna's character from Rogue One, we're getting a whole spin-off show with him. I feel like we got his big story in Rogue One. I don't know if I need a whole show.
I don't know. I don't want that either. You have an entire galaxy.
And you know what else you got, Steph? You got books, okay? One thing that's interesting in this article that they say is they're like, we got no source material to pull from. It's kind of hard for us. It's not like Marvel with our comics. There are literally 100 books about Star Wars, and like maybe 50 of them are pretty excellent, okay? There's some really good content out there. Just adapt one of these books, and I'm telling you, it's a hit. There are talented writers out there, and they've already made the content.
Well, I was just going to say that. Do you know how many talented people live on this earth who write? Millions, billions, unlimited.
I mean,
who would die to write any sort of Star Wars content, and they would be so good. So I don't buy that.
I see what you're saying, but I'm saying that it's already been written.
I agree.
They got books.
I'm saying there's no excuse, Rye.
The sacred Jedi texts.
Okay. They burned. No, they didn't.
Psych. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that this is this is just an easy. It's lazy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think keep going with Mandalorian season 2. Tell that story. Maybe show the side character stuff through flashbacks in that series, but give us something else that's really new. I'm excited for the Obi-Wan show, but I'm really digging the new stuff with characters we're not familiar with. So I just think they should keep leaning into that.
Yeah, people are excited for the Obi-Wan show because it was the movies weren't based around him, even though we got a lot of him. I think he sold himself to everyone where we're all love him. So of course we want to see more. That's a different story.
That one's like a proven, we are all into it.
They can't do that again. But speaking of The Mandalorian, we knew it was coming in fall, but now it's confirmed it's October 2020. Are you excited?
I'm psyched. I thought it was going to be November. We're getting a month earlier than we thought. It was in November this past year, so that's why I assumed that. But, I think that's great. I wish it was even sooner. One thing that's been kind of fascinating about these Disney Plus live action shows is I feel like they're moving a lot of them up. The majority of the Marvel shows are live action. We're supposed to be 2021, and now they're like, no, you're going to get WandaVision in December. You're going to get all this other stuff a little earlier. So I think that makes sense that's going to be in October, because by the time that ends, I'm assuming it's going to be 8 or 10 episodes again. You'll have WandaVision. I don't think they want to have 2 shows simultaneously airing. They want to make sure you're subscribed for a longer period.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to compete with WandaVision either. That looks so good.
It looks really good.
Really good.
I can't wait. So I'm psyched for the October release. It's a little sooner than I thought it was going to be, but I hope it gets even earlier. I want Mandalorian season 2 now.
Do you want the same directing team?
I would love the same directing team. I think, obviously the directors they got this time around, I thought were all just really solid. Especially like Rip Famuyiwa.
Yeah.
Jawa.
No, Famuyiwa.
Dave Filoni.
You almost got it.
Deborah Chow, D. Chow. I wouldn't be surprised if she's not coming back, because she's doing that Kenobi series.
Yeah, she's doing the Kenobi series, and that actually bleeds perfectly into our next story.
Yeah.
About Kathleen Kennedy, because I am curious. Kathleen Kennedy, over this past weekend at the Bafta Award, she told BBC that she realizes that this era in Star Wars is so important. They've spent the past 40 plus years building one story, and they know this is kind of their time to really expand in a way that they haven't before. And she did say that they were going to have a female director in one of the upcoming Star Wars films.
That's so great for her to say.
Yeah.
So great for her to say. How about do it? Right? I think like it's
Screw all that talk.
It's so easy.
Show me the money, Kathleen.
Really? I mean, I feel like every studio is saying this. Like, yeah, we really want this. We're going to make that happen soon. But until it's
diversity.
Greenlit, you hired them. Then, like, you can talk all you want, but like make it happen. I think Deborah Chow, it's great that she's doing the Obi-Wan's Kenobi series. I want a confirmation that she's doing all of it. That's just been like a rumor.
Oh, yeah, they haven't confirmed that.
Confirm that, because she should. And you know what? We were just talking about the Mandalorian directors. Give us another female director to take her place for those episodes for season 2. And, Kathy Yan. She just did Birds of Prey.
Yes.
Like, there are so many great female directors out there I think they could choose from. But, right now all the movies are on hold. So I don't know why you're saying, like, yeah, we'd really like to make this happen. It's like there's no projects in development.
Yeah, well, it was originally claimed that the movies would be in 2022, 2024, and 2026 in December, all 3 of those. But like you said, there's no confirmation on any of that. It is far. I do think that Deborah Chow is an obvious choice, just like many other talented female directors that have been working in the industry. So I hope that that actually gets done,
resolved.
But
done.
It was interesting. She brought up in her interview with BBC both giving props to Bryce Dallas Howard and Deborah Chow for their episodes. I think Bryce Dallas Howard has a lot of promise, but that was one of her. She hasn't done as much necessarily.
Yeah, and her episode I thought was actually really good.
Yeah.
The one where they were protecting the villagers was kind of like some famous westerns, like For a Few Dollars More or Yojimbo, samurai movie. Really cool. And obviously her dad did Solo with Ron Howard. I'm liking it. I just think it's an interesting story, because you can say that all you want, and Marvel's kind of guilty of this too. For a while they were like, yeah, we really want a female director, and until like the 20th movie with like Ant-Man and the Wasp that you have a female co-director. It's taken a while.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can talk all you want, but make it happen.
Yeah. I'm with you, Rye.
I wonder would you prefer, I kind of want like an own spin-off movie. Like just give a director like a Kathy Yan or a Deborah Chow like their own thing. Would you rather that, or would you rather have them tell a story that's with characters we're already familiar of?
No, new. I think new completely, because I think the directors right now have a completely different style, and audiences are different too. So I think what was working isn't necessarily working still, and I think Star Wars is figuring that out.
God, I know I just sent her 3 times, but Kathy Yan, like I saw an early screening of Birds of Prey. It's coming out tonight. She is a great director. I was kind of middle in the road for me, but she is an amazing director of action, and I think she could crush an episode of The Mandalorian, of Kenobi, or a movie for Star Wars. I just think that's a really awesome pick.
People are saying it's one of the best DC movies, so I'm sure she's going to be a hot name for a while.
For sure. Bigelow is an awesome pick. But like Jeff, so she's done a wide variety of action. I feel like lately she's doing a lot of the true story, true events. Yeah, like she did Zero Dark 30, which incredible. And a lot of people who worked on Zero Dark 30 actually worked on Rogue One, from the cinematographer to a lot of the set builders. I think she'd be an amazing pick. I think Catherine Bigelow could direct any awesome action movie perfectly. I just wonder if she would be interested in it.
Yeah.
Or would you prefer like a bigger
I
scape?
think so too. If it's done really well.
Yeah.
I think it's just hard if a plot is basic, it needs to be really, really elevated by great writing, great editing, great
character work,
everything like that. So it's one or the other.
It's just I feel like there's a lot of pressure that Disney puts on themselves. Like every movie needs to relate to something huge. Like if we do a spin-off movie, man, it's got to be like about the building of the Death Star.
Oh yeah, I don't think it needs to relate at all.
It needs to be solo.
I don't think it needs to relate at all.
I think it could be small. It could be like the
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
It doesn't need to connect. I don't think that at all, and I want them to explore more of that.
Totally. I wonder what people in the chat are saying. By the way, live Popcorn Talk 4 p.m. every Thursday. Shout out to Greg Mosjevich, Ivan Soto, Weston Iro. I know we're a little late, Greg. Sorry. Vito Scuddy in the chat. And I already said Ivan Soto. Manny Gonzalez. Love seeing y'all here every week. Please give us a thumbs up. And Darth Baca in the chat.
I'll never get. That's such a good name,
Such
dude.
a good name.
Wow.
Love you, Darth Baca.
Okay, let's keep going with Obi-Wan series. Ewan did an interview and spilled a lot of positive tea towards this subject, that there's been a lot of rumors surrounding it. And he was saying that he's been keeping up with the Star Wars galaxy, watching all the movies, being in the loop. And he says as soon as he puts his cloak back on, he'll be ready to go. It'll be like he never left.
I believe it.
Me too.
I believe it, man.
He was that character for so many years.
I know.
He is Obi-Wan.
He's been really making the circuit this week because of Birds of Prey, bringing it back up. He's playing Black Mask.
But I heard he's phenomenal in that.
He's great. I mean, he's great in everything.
Yeah.
I can't think of much he's been even less than adequate in. He's been awesome in everything.
Gotta love him.
And he's done TV with Fargo, so TV's it's not an unknown for him. He's phenomenal in everything he does. I think it's going to be just like that. They made him look older when he was doing Revenge of the Sith, and now he actually looks that age.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be like
it's weird.
No time passed.
The way they did that was so smart.
It's wild.
I thought what he was saying was also really interesting, is that after episode 9 came out, the writers kind of reconvened, and even though he read about 80 to 90% of the script and it was really great then, he says that they are taking the time to make it even better, which I really, really love, because that means that this is where I think fan in advice or opinion kind of matters, is to see what's working or not and stop making the same mistakes.
Isn't it great that he's just hyped about it? Like, I just think that that's awesome. The fact that they're not pulling these questions, these details out of him on these award shows. He's almost like encouraging them to ask about it because he's psyched, which really, that's encouraging, I think, for us, that like the lead actor of your show, he's excited about the show. I think that's risky for him to return because, the prequels, a lot of people are mixed on them. I think everyone can agree he was probably one of the best parts. And I don't know if he wanted to taint that legacy with one of these spin-off shows, even though he's getting probably a handsome paycheck. He's psyched about the show.
Yeah, it gives me a lot of confidence.
Oh, I cannot wait to see him
It just
back.
would be really hard. Okay, I hope that the show is exceptional, but it will be very hard for the show to be not good.
It would be difficult. I mean,
So
what's
I
a
would
detail?
be gassing it. I would literally be at every outlet, be like, see my show. It's about to be so good.
It's going to be great. I want to know from you and also in the chat, what detail are you most excited to see in this Obi-Wan series? I'm just excited to hear him say, hello there, or something like that again. Just these little Obi-Wan isms. Do you think he's going to have another scene with a Vader? That's very possible. There's so much in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I think so. I think he would. I'm really excited to see who he's interacting with. And if it's different, new characters, what old characters, and that's the main. I love character work.
We love character work. People in the chat saying they don't believe that TV's the way. This is from Channels.
This is the way.
This is the way. Come on, Mandalorian. This is the way. They're reworking the scripts and making it back into a movie. Disney needs Star Wars movies that will pay. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think Disney Plus is really paying. It is bank.
The amount of subscribers they have is unreal.
It's quite unreal. Manny Gonzalez, looking forward to Clone Wars and Ben Kenobi. Yeah, we're gonna get more Obi-Wan in that Clone Wars series coming out February 21st. So that might even pass Revenge of the Sith. So we'll see where Obi-Wan's left off on there. A lot of people. OMG, Steph, your hair is like a flaming sword. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Flaming sword.
I am the girl on fire. Let's go.
This girl is on fire. A lot more people just saying, yeah, I'd like to see the youth of Obi-Wan. And I think we got some youth Obi-Wan with, the prequels. I think this is going to be Obi-Wan in his prime. This is going to be him. He spent his prime watching Luke on Tatooine. Isn't that kind of odd?
That's like the worst babysitting job ever.
But he's probably the best babysitter.
Ever. Obi-Wan's the only man I would probably leave alone.
I know. You wouldn't leave it with Mando because the baby would get killed immediately unless it has force powers.
The Star Wars men have not. Well, maybe Lando.
He might
I don't
sell you
know.
out.
Yeah, Lando would be partying and.
He'd be like, how about this? Let's find out.
God, Ryan.
Okay.
How about this next story?
Yeah.
So John Boyega, like Ryan said, has been absolutely killing the social media game. I need to find out, does he have an editor? Who is his editor? If it's him, that's insane because it's like a full-time job, the type of edits he puts out. But he recently put out this video of him inserting his face into every single cat in the Cats trailer.
Wild. This is wild. He has to have one of the best editors in Hollywood because everything he's putting on social media, I'm loving. The first video we talked about a few weeks ago when he's just kicking all the social media comments. Haters. Really well done. It's just making me love him even more. I kind of wish he did stuff like this before episode 9 came out.
Why? I think he did.
I don't think it was to this extent though. It wasn't getting this type of heat. He's always been big on social media, but these videos are awesome.
I know.
I feel like we're now really getting to know him. And I love John Boyega before the final movie came out, but I just really feel like I'm getting to know him even more now post Rise of Skywalker. If we can find that video, that'd be great.
It's the power of social media in the most positive way. Just really showing who you are. Now everyone's a fan of him. Everyone wants to see him in more stuff. I think he is so funny on social media.
So funny. Do you think we're going to get a Disney Plus series with him? And do you think that'd be a mistake?
I think for him, maybe.
For Finn, would you guys in the chat want Finn?
I would want it. Finn's one of my favorite characters. I just think he needs to branch out because he's so talented and he can be in so many different types of roles. I think he could do what Ewan did and just take a few decades off and come back to it.
I think I would love to see him pop up in one of these shows. If it takes place in that era, I don't think we're going to get any show that takes place in that time period for quite a while. I don't think I'd want a show following him. I think that would be a little weird. Similar to how I feel about the Cassian Andor series. I feel like we got his story. We got the main chunk. I think he could play a really awesome supporting role. Wow, the video.
It's just so good, you guys. It's so good.
Yeah, but I want more Finn.
I would pay to see that, Cats.
You would?
Yeah. Yes.
FN2187 Cats. Wow.
You know.
I'd pay for it. But yeah, keep posting that stuff, John.
Yeah, we love it. We love it. Okay, so another John Boyega story. He had a really cute moment with Daisy Ridley at the Bafta Awards. And we have a picture of it, and it just shows how close this cast was. Look at that embrace. That's like you and I, right?
Where's Oscar, though? I want the try-hug.
Yeah, I want the try-hug.
That is like us. Yeah, you could tell, again, just reaffirming how tight they were on set. And that's one thing I think a lot of Star Wars movies have done really well. I feel like the cast gets along.
Yeah, it's not a toxic environment.
Definitely
which is awesome.
not. Yeah, they are tight.
Yeah.
I mean, are you still like a Raylo fan after you watch that? I mean, you see a photo
I've
like that.
never been a Raylo fan. I don't
That's
know
right, you're
what
not a
you're
Raylo fan.
talking about. You keep doing this to me.
I do.
You're trying to hijack my career, and I'm not going to have it. No, I'm not a Raylo fan. You guys know I'm Finn and Ray all day. I don't care. I don't want them to have any romantic things because it didn't make sense with their storylines, but I still ship them.
Would you ship them?
Who?
I think I mean, after seeing a photo like that, yeah, I'd ship Ray and Finn.
Okay, thank you.
I'd ship them, but
took you long
I just think the
enough.
Raylos and the Ray Fins,
The
Fin Rays,
Fin
It's like
Rays.
Stingray, Fin
Yeah.
Ray. I feel like wow, that's intimate. I feel like they need to fight. I think there just needs to be a standoff.
I hate that.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
No, because the Raylos are crazy.
Wow.
Crazy. Do you see what they've done to John Boyega? They've trolled
Sidelined him. They did what he did to Rose. Sup?
Oh my god. Did you work on the files?
Did you do your research on the ships we didn't use any of?
All right, I'm done. Can you explain the early concept art for the John Favreau character?
Yes. Oh my god. Jeff's pulling up some great media
Here for
right now.
this.
Wow, that's fun. That's a poster right there.
Here for it.
Here for it. Moving on to this little, we're leaving the romantic discussion for a second. This was some early concept art for John Favreau's character in Solo. You know, John Favreau, EP Mandalorian. He also had a character in the movie Solo. Was the pilot of the ship. And this concept art, like, you know, typically I don't think we would report on something like this, but this concept art is so wild.
Because it looks nothing like what we got.
What on earth? Like, that just, that doesn't look anything like the pilot that we ended up getting. He has 4 or 5 arms. Like, I mean, I know that the pilot we ended up getting had multiple arms, multiple appendages, and things of that nature, but that one, this just looks disturbing.
Yeah.
This looks like a spider monkey. This looks like, no.
Yeah, I'm glad they changed it.
I just don't know how we got from that to what we got.
Yeah. I honestly had to ask Ryan because I saw the photo first. I'm like, what am I looking at? This was not a character in Solo. And he goes, wait, have you? I'm like, seen Solo yet? What?
My bad. I'm a little off today, guys. I'm a little off today. The spider monkey, though, I mean, then this is what we ended up getting. Jeff just pulled an awesome photo. Sorry I didn't supply it. Really weird. Like,
yeah, I love the actual character we got.
The one we ended up getting is awesome, and it looks a lot more like a pilot. This just doesn't look like
a pilot. No, that looks like in my nightmares what happens.
Now, what I'm curious is, and I think that this guest has some claim to it, is that, you know, Lord and Miller were supposed to direct Solo, and then they got taken off the property, and this was a VFX character. I wonder if the character did look like that for when Lord and Miller were doing it. You know, they got axed because apparently it was a little too goofy on set, a little too awkward in tone, and Lawrence Kasdan didn't agree with them. I wonder if the character looked like this in Phil Lord and Chris Miller's version.
They saw and they're like, nah.
Yeah.
That
Guys,
ain't it, fam.
That is like Jar Jar 2.0. Like, what is going on here? I really do feel like that's the case, though. This looks silly. And this was early concept art, so it must have been.
Can I say I like it?
Oh, yeah, you can, Jeff, with
You
the
can say
hot
that.
take.
You can say that.
It's unique.
What is the emotions coming to mind?
I just think it's special. It's different. I love Chris Lord and Phil Miller, so
Damn,
Phil
the
Lord
chat's loving it too.
Yeah. What? I haven't. It's too creepy for you guys. Is that the issue?
You know, when you see the movie, he's a serious pilot. Yeah, he's got a few quips and jokes here and there, and he tragically, spoiler alert, perishes. He dies. I just don't know if that would have fit in the tone that we got in Solo.
Also, I
Just looks wild.
feel like if you want to use your body's physique for its best purposes,
Yeah.
if I was born like this, I wouldn't be a pilot. I would be doing like ninja shit. You know?
Ninja shit.
Like,
Yeah.
you are not getting past these 8 arms.
Give him some lightsabers. That is like
Oh,
General Grievous,
yeah.
but a teddy bear.
I think, General Grievous must have been the concept art.
There's a lot of concept art at work
Very
here.
meta.
This was not a thirst trap.
Wow, let me transition to a sad story right now.
Yeah.
Actor Allan Harris, known for playing a number of roles within the Star Wars saga, has passed away at age 81, unfortunately. And it's actually really interesting because he's one of the few that have been incorporated in the original trilogy, which is an amazing accomplishment. And fans really, really loved him. Even though a lot of his roles you couldn't identify his face necessarily, he still was loved by many. So it's really sad.
Yeah, and this is the character Bossk. Bounty hunter, appears in Empire Strikes Back. Unfortunately, in a lot of the live action films, we never got to see him.
Yeah, and
in
in
action.
New Hope, he was a member of Princess Leia's Rebel Escort, also a mechanic in the War Room. He played a stormtrooper in the film as well. Empire Strikes Back, he was a Bossk, like Rye said, as well as a Rebel trooper on Hoth and a member of the Bespin Wing Guard. So a lot of different roles.
It's sad. It's interesting, though, to see someone like him who he played so many roles in Star Wars, and yet like some of them are still around today, as small a role as they are. Like I think Bossk has one line in Empire Strikes Back, and he is a character you can play as in the Battlefront video game. He is like, he's got Legos. Like Bossk is a big character, and then also there's members of that species that popped up in Mandalorian. It's just wild to think like you could play a small role in one of these movies, and yet people can idolize that character and that alien creature. Like it's just really interesting. I feel like Star Wars is one of the only franchises that can really do something like that. And it's sad that he's gone.
It is. R.I.P. Love to the family, friends, and fans of Allan.
R.I.P.
Sending our love from Popcorn Talk. Now let's get into this rumor.
Ooh, let's get into this rumor.
Ryan's gonna break down this rumor.
Headphones are loud, ooh. Headphones are loud, ooh. My goodness, that startled me. Adele. Yeah, big rumor, Steph. Big rumor in the TV world. There is a rumor. I'm going to keep these off for a while. There is a rumor. It's weird because you sound great. Just that soundbite almost killed me, quite frankly.
Oh,
But
we found Ryan's kryptonite.
yeah, that was some kryptonite. The big rumor is that we are going to get a sequel series to Rebels this November, which is wild. Now, this comes from some tweets that are like, a source has confirmed the fact that there is a sequel series in the works for Rebels. It's going to be on Disney+. I would love this, and I kind of believe it. And I have nothing to back that up on.
Oh, I was gonna say, why
Nothing
do you
to back it up
believe
on.
It's just a feeling.
The feeling is they brought back Clone Wars for another season. They got all these books in the work around Ahsoka. I think Ahsoka's gonna. I don't know this either as confirmation, but I would bet money on Ahsoka Tano being in Mandalorian season 2. Dave Filoni is involved in all this stuff. It would be foolish to not do another series.
God.
I honestly think Rebels does connect to Mandalore and the Mandalorian in a lot of different ways. I think with people just so high on the Mandalorian, just loving every ounce of it, it would make so much sense to do another series animated on Disney Plus. And I think that they're waiting to announce it just to see how this final season of Clone Wars does. I think if this final season of Clone Wars draws a lot of viewers, more than it did when it was on Cartoon Network, I think we're going to get this announcement.
Yeah, it
really
definitely will get more viewers. I think the fact that it was on Cartoon Network was an awkward pairing.
And Clone Wars was on Cartoon Network. I know Rebels was on like Disney XD.
Yeah.
Because that was a series that started airing after Disney bought Lucasfilm. So I'm all in on this rumor. I really hope it's true. I think it is. And I just think they're waiting to announce it to see how it performs. What do you think?
If you think it, I hope it. It sounds really dope. And I think you're right in terms of business strategy. It makes sense that it wouldn't be it wouldn't be confirmed, but the fact that it's completely random makes me a little bit weary. Like we're drawing off of nothing, but that's okay. Sometimes you have to dream it to achieve it.
I think you do. I'm speaking it into reality right now, Steph Sabra.
We love that manifestation.
We're gonna
right?
manifest it. It's gonna happen, and I would be psyched. The thing I think it's gonna be about, again, this is all conjecture. It's not confirmed, but if they did do a sequel series to Rebels, I think it's going to follow Ezra Bridger, which is the young Jedi that's the main character in Rebels. Not going to spoil anything if you haven't watched Rebels, but check it out. It's all on Disney Plus. But there's things that are open-ended with his character and a few others, and I think that this is going to explore that even more, and I think it's going to connect it even more to The Mandalorian. I really, really, really want this to be true.
That's really exciting.
Oh, there he is.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll stay tuned. If you guys hear anything regarding this rumor, send it our way. We would love to see it. And in the video game universe, the game Jedi Fallen Order is doing way better than expected.
Oh my gosh, it's exceeding all of EA's expectations. This thing is making bank. Apparently, it sold more copies of this game than the other two Battlefront games combined. This has just been a massive success for EA, which is a big deal. I think this is the most successful Star Wars video game since when LucasArts had their video game line back in like the early 2000s. I think this is huge, Steph.
That's really cool. I actually have heard a lot of my friends who aren't in love with Star Wars get the game, so that's saying something. It's just a fun game regardless of the movie historical background.
Oh, totally. And we had Daniel Roebuck in studio back in December, who is one of the voice actors in this show, in this video game. Grease-dritis. Grease
Lightning!
Go, Grease-dritis! You're piloting the ship in the game. But check out that interview we had with him, because he was a doll.
He was an absolute doll.
He was a delight. And he just said that working on that game was almost more. He said he had so much to go off with his character, sometimes even more than some of the feature film work he's done, and he's been in everything.
Yeah, his IMDb is crazy.
So seeing that it's been so successful, I'm not surprised. It was a quality game.
Yeah,
I think quality just shows profit, and everything was Star
Wars.
Right?
Yes. What is this, a Tony Robbins seminar? Give it to me.
We're already doing those words of wisdom.
Okay, the Baby Yoda Funkos are the best-selling Funkos of all time. And that's not surprising at all to me, because come on, look at this.
This is the way. We need at least 5 of them for this table right here.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, that's the best Funko.
That's the best Funko.
And oddly enough, it's the Funko that's closest to life size.
Yes.
Right?
I think that's part of the attraction.
I need
this
one.
Is actually what this beautiful creature would be like.
I think, and this is a funny story. It's the most successful Funko, but I really do think this shows. We had this debate last week. I don't think that they're missing out on that surprise Baby Yoda announcement. I honestly think that was the most clever thing they could have done, because now it made so much hype the second that first episode dropped.
Including a Baby Yoda plush backpack design that has been fully unveiled. Low-key, high-key, I would get this, and I would wear this to work. I am
there with you, Steph Sabra. I need one. I don't know how big that is.
I'm so upset that it's so cool. I need it so bad.
I need it. And I think that's going to be the case with everything Baby Yoda themed. They're going to make bank off this
Baby Yoda theme park. Baby Yoda cars. Baby Yoda car
stroller.
Seats. Baby Yoda macaroni. I would eat that.
Baby Yoda cereal.
Baby Yoda sprinkles.
Baby Yoda soda cans. Ornaments.
Baby Yoda socks, which I have.
I have R2-D2 socks on right now.
Oh, I have Chewbacca socks on right now.
We're rocking them today. I need the Baby Yoda socks. I want the Baby Yoda gloves. I want the Baby Yoda shaped
I want the
food.
Baby Yoda baby and no other human baby.
Cool. What Baby Yoda things do you guys want?
I want the real thing. Nothing at all. Obviously, it's my time to go. But, Rye, you did something else cool in the Star Wars universe today.
Yes, I did.
Not today, this week.
This week!
Your
that's
book
right.
club. Talk about it.
We got a Star Wars book club. Yeah. Rachel Goodman and I, a fellow host on AfterBuzz TV and Popcorn Talk. You can see her on The Restless Rap and The Ray Donovan After Show and Narcos Mexico. We are doing a book club for the E.K. Johnston novel on Ahsoka. It's the Ahsoka Tano book. This takes place after the events of the Clone Wars, even this final season. Y'all, it's awesome. And I read the book, she reads the book, and I also have the audiobook. So you're getting every angle of this piece of entertainment in our recaps. We're doing, I think, 6 to 7 chapters at a time. Our first episode was this past Sunday. You can see on the AfterBuzz animation channel. It's on the road to the final season of the Clone Wars. So this is just us getting hyped for it. And what's so fascinating about this book, if I haven't sold you already, is there are little excerpts. This takes place post Order 66. And you're just following Ahsoka Tano and her just dealing with all this. So it's in between Clone Wars and Rebels. And she's flashing back to events we're going to see in this final season of Clone Wars. Really awesome. The audiobook is amazing. They got the voice actor who voices Ahsoka Tano to do the audiobook.
No way.
Oh yeah. So Ahsoka is reading it to you, and there's the Star Wars sound effects, the Star Wars music. It's one of the best audiobooks, like all Star Wars audiobooks. It's great. I really highly recommend it. It's awesome. So yeah, join us. We're doing another episode tomorrow. And hey, if you don't want to read the book, we also kind of summarize it in this book club. So it's almost like the Cliff Notes for this novel. So if you're interested, that's going to be on the AfterBuzz TV animation channel tomorrow.
Yes, Ryan, I'm really excited about that. I want to read that book after you're done.
It's awesome. Yeah, I really am impressed.
Or maybe I'm actually just going to watch the video and get the Spark Notes.
Right. That's what you should do. That's what you should do. The Spark Notes. It's really cool. There's so many great Star Wars books out there, and I just don't think they're taking advantage of them enough.
Yeah.
Not enough people know about them, Steph.
Yes. Okay, do you have any words of wisdom for us as we exit this
I do.
ship?
Bum, bum,
As we slow down into Cool Jazz 94.3.
Point lightsaber 101. Yeah, if you're sitting there on the 101 listening to our podcast, you're just stuck in traffic, here's some words of wisdom for you. This comes from Maz Kanata in Force Awakens. Close your eyes. Feel it. The light. It's always been there, and it will guide you. That's just to say, if you're having trouble making a decision in life, you don't know which way to go, left or right, yes or no, listen to what's in here. Not in here. In here. And those are your words of wisdom.
Yes! You know a girl loves Moz. You know a girl loves Moz.
FaceTiming and all.
All right, hit that like button right now as we exit. Until next week, Ryan, we're back here every Thursday, 4 p.m. PST on the Popcorn Talk Network. Where can people chat it up with you?
You can chat up with me on Twitter at Ryan Nilsen, RYNILSEN, and on Instagram at Ryan Nilsen _. Been getting a ton of you following me and messaging me on there. Shout out to y'all. Also, check out DC Movie News 1 p.m. tomorrow. They're talking Birds of Prey spoilers. I produced that show. And like I said, the Ahsoka Tano Book Club. Tune in.
Rock on.
Steph, where can people find you?
You can find me all over social media at Steph Sabra. That's SABRAW, Brawl with the W at the end. Until then, may the Force be with you.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.